You need to hear this if you're a fan of true horror stories. Crickets chirped, wind howled. The night was alive with the sounds of nature, yet it felt eerily silent to us. The air was thick with anticipation, and every rustle seemed to whisper secrets of the past. We stood there, 5 friends, before the imposing asylum gates. Our faces were shrouded in darkness, mirroring the uncertainty that clouded our minds. The gates, tall and foreboding, seemed to guard the secrets within. The asylum loomed, a skeletal giant against the moonlit sky. Its windows, like hollow eyes, stared back at us, daring us to uncover the mysteries it held. The building seemed to breathe, its decaying walls whispering tales of long-forgotten times. As we pushed through the rusted gates, the full moon cast an eerie glow on the dilapidated structure. The creaking of the gates echoed in the still night, a haunting melody that sent shivers down our spines. The air grew thick with the scent of decay and the weight of unseen history. Every step we took seemed to disturb the ghosts of the past, their presence palpable in the cold, damp air. We were drawn to the imposing clock tower, its shadow stretching out like a long, bony finger. The tower stood as a silent sentinel, its clock face frozen in time, a reminder of moments lost and forgotten. Our footsteps echoed in the stillness as we cautiously approached the tower's entrance. The sound reverberated through the empty halls, amplifying our fear and excitement. Each step brought us closer to the unknown. My heart pounded against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the silence. The anticipation was almost unbearable, each heartbeat a reminder of the danger and thrill that awaited us inside. One by one we slipped inside, each of us feeling the chill that sank deep into our bones. The darkness enveloped us, and the cold, musty air seemed to cling to our skin. We were now part of the asylum story, bound by the secrets it held. The air inside was heavy, thick with dust and the oppressive weight of forgotten memories. Each breath felt like inhaling the past, a past that had long been abandoned and left to decay. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional creak of the old building settling. As our eyes adjusted to the gloom, we noticed the peeling paint, the cracked tiles, and the shattered remnants of what were once beds. The hallway seemed to stretch endlessly, each step echoing in the vast emptiness. It was as if the building itself was a ghost, haunted by its own history. A sudden noise, like whispers carried on the wind, made us freeze. The sound was faint, almost imperceptible, yet it sent chills down our spines. It was as if the walls themselves were trying to communicate, to tell us their long-forgotten secrets. We strained to listen, our breath catching in our throats. Every creak, every whisper seemed amplified in the oppressive silence. We felt a presence, something watching us from the shadows, waiting. A large, imposing clock face dominated one wall, its hands frozen in time. It was a stark reminder of the moments that had passed, the lives that had once filled this space. The clock seemed to hold its breath, just like us. The numbers on the clock seemed to stare back at us, mocking our fear. Each numeral was a silent witness to the passage of time, to the stories that had unfolded within these walls. It was as if the clock was daring us to uncover its secrets. And then we saw it, a movement in the shadows, a fleeting glimpse of a figure lurking near the clock face. It was there and then gone, like a phantom. Our hearts raced as we tried to make sense of what we had just witnessed. The figure seemed to be a part of the darkness itself, an enigma wrapped in shadows. Panic surged through the group. Our eyes darted to the shadowy figure, its form indistinct in the gloom. It seemed to float, defying gravity, its presence sending shivers down our spines. Entity number 3, we called it in hushed whispers, our minds struggling to comprehend what we were witnessing. We stumbled back, fear lending speed to our steps. The air grew colder, as if an unseen presence was feeding off our terror. We ran, our footsteps echoing in the vast emptiness of the asylum, the image of entity number 3 seared into our minds. We burst out of the asylum, gasping for breath, our chests tight with terror. The cold night air hit us like a wall, but it did little to calm our racing hearts. Every shadow seemed to move. Every rustle in the wind felt like a whisper of something sinister. The night seemed to press in around us, the darkness now holding a new and sinister meaning. It was as if the very air was thick with malevolence, making it hard to breathe, hard to think. As we huddled together, our fear-stricken faces illuminated by the pale moonlight, one question hung heavy in the air. The silence between us was deafening, each of us too afraid to voice the question that gnawed at our minds. What was entity number 3, and what was its connection to the abandoned asylum and its forgotten patients? The stories we had heard, the whispers of the past, all seemed to converge on this one terrifying enigma. The memory of that night, of the oppressive atmosphere, the chilling sounds, and the haunting image of entity number 3 continues to haunt us. It was more than just a ghost story. It was a living nightmare that we couldn't escape. It lingers in the back of our minds, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurks just beyond our understanding. Every creak in the night, every unexplained shadow brings us back to that moment, to the terror that refuses to let us go. Do you believe in the supernatural? Do you dare to explore the places where reality blurs and the unknown whispers? If so, then perhaps you too should visit the old Asylum clock tower. But be warned, once you've looked into the eyes of the unknown, you may never truly escape its gaze. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us bring more spine-chilling stories to life.